Hey guys, today is Friday, July 26th, and I am going to make a tutorial for you on baking pumpkin bread. You can make it anytime or you can make it at the holidays. It's really good and it's not very hard. So, let's make pumpkin bread. Here's what you need to make pumpkin bread. You need flour, sugar, pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, water, vegetable oil, salt, baking soda, eggs, and pans, and an oven. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I should also mention that cooking spray is helpful for greasing the pans. So sometimes if your can opener doesn't work, you can use a machete on the thing or whatever this is called. So I was like hacking at my pumpkin lid, and now I have to get the pumpkin out somehow, but typically I wouldn't show this. I just thought you guys would be amused. Okay, so now we're going to add the eggs to the pumpkin. Add 1 cup of oil, 2/3 cup of water, 1, 2, and add 3 cups of white sugar. 1, 2, and 3. And you blend them together. Now in another bowl, we're going to put in 3½ cups of flour. So I've already got 3 cups in there. Here's a ½ cup. That's a lot of flour, but that's okay because I've made this recipe and I know that it makes several loaves. And then you add all the little spices, so I need to go grab my measuring spoons. Teaspoon, ½ teaspoons. Okay. And we will put 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1, 2, and 1½ teaspoons of salt, 1, whoa, and ½ 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. And I actually like to put a little tiny bit extra cinnamon just because I love cinnamon. So there's 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And 1½ teaspoon of cloves. And you guys may notice that the recipe at the bottom calls for ginger. I hate ginger. I refuse to put it in my pumpkin bread because I really hate ginger. So, and it's only, if you do choose to put it, it's only 1/4 teaspoon, so it's a really little tiny amount. So it really doesn't matter. So this is what that looks like. And then blend it all up. Okay, so now we're going to grease the pans. And you can do it with Crisco, but I hate Crisco because it looks nasty and it feels nasty, so I use spray. So basically when you spray, especially, like, see how there's ridges and whatever? So you spray like that, but make sure you spray the sides. Otherwise the bread gets stuck. We're going to pour this into here. And you don't want it all the way to the top, otherwise the bread will come right out the top. And I'm not sure with this particular measurement how many pans it will take, but I'm just starting with 2 just in case that's all it takes. But kind of looks like I'm going to need a 3rd. Fortunately, I have a 3rd. So I have a little bit of batter left, and these look about the same. So this is where you take your scraper or your spatula and you kind of scrape out and scrape some like you're doling it out between the 3 pans until they're all even. And if they're not perfect, you know, that's okay, because there's no such thing as perfect and all that jazz. This third one definitely needs a little more. I'm kind of bad at this part, but that's okay. It's working. And if you make a mess, you just clean up. No big deal. Okay. And then you bake them. All at the same time. This one has batter on the bottom, which you don't want because it'll drip onto the bottom of the oven and burn. Okay, and you bake them for about 50 minutes, 50. Okay, so here's the loaves when they're done, and the way you know they're done is you take a toothpick, you stick it in, you pull it out, and nothing is on it. These actually ended up needing to bake for about an hour instead of 50 minutes because they're big. If you make little tiny loaves, it would probably be less time, but now they're done. And so cool them for a minute or so in the pans and then dump them out and put them on a wire rack, and you're done. You can wrap them in foil, serve them hot, serve them a day old, serve them a couple days old, wrap them in foil, put a bow on it, excuse me, and give it as a gift, or just eat it. They freeze too, you can freeze them. So, pumpkin bread, everybody, enjoy.